Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mindset Matters, the courage to continue. This podcast is meant to bring hope and inspiration to your day. You and I have been born into a unique time in history. The command to guard our heart and mind has never been more vital to our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Let's guide each other on this journey. If you have a hero heart story from your corner of the world that you would like to share on this podcast, please send it to the email address mindsetmatterspodcast1@gmail.com. If you know of someone who would benefit from uplifting content, please share this podcast. Please visit our website, mindsetmatters.buzzsprout.com. Now please join me for an uplifting hero heart story. Prepare to be inspired by the remarkable journey of Malala Yousafzai, a young girl from Pakistan who defied all odds to become a global symbol of courage and education. In a world and a time where the rights of girls were suppressed, Malala's unyielding determination to receive an education sparked a movement that would change the world. Join us as we delve into the life and extraordinary impact of Malala Yousafzai, the youngest ever Nobel laureate and a beacon of hope for girls everywhere. Her story will leave you empowered and believing that one voice can truly change the world. Welcome to Mindset Matters, the podcast where we explore the extraordinary lives of ordinary individuals who have overcome immense challenges and emerged as beacons of inspiration. I'm your host, Lisa Sinclair, and today we will embark on a remarkable journey into the life of one such individual. This is episode 4, The Courage to be an Advocate for Change, the Hero Heart of Malala Yousafzai. Settle in for a gripping tale of courage, resilience, and unwavering faith. Malala Yousafzai, born on July 12, 1997, in Mingora, Swat Valley, Pakistan, is a global symbol of resilience, determination, and the unbreakable spirit of youth. Her life's journey from a quiet Pakistani town to the global stage has made her an advocate for girls' education and a champion of human rights. Let's take a closer look at our geographical setting of Pakistan. Welcome to the vibrant world of Pakistan, a land that weaves together rich history, diverse cultures, and breathtaking landscapes. Officially known as the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, this South Asian gem beckons with its compelling story. Nestled in the heart of South Asia, Pakistan stands as the 5th most populous nation on the planet, a bustling home to an incredible 241.5 million souls. What sets this nation apart is its distinction as the world's largest Muslim population in the year 2023. As you embark on your journey through Pakistan, you'll discover the beating heart of its administration in the capital city of Islamabad. However, it's the sprawling metropolis of Karachi that takes the spotlight as Pakistan's largest city and financial hub. Lahore, Faisalabad, Multan, Peshawar, and Hyderabad are just a few more jewels in Pakistan's crown, each contributing to the nation's cultural tapestry. In terms of sheer size, Pakistan ranks as the 33rd largest country globally, covering a vast expanse of 881,913 square kilometers, or 340,509 square miles. To the south, it boasts a picturesque 1,046-kilometer or 650-mile coastline along the Arabian Sea and Gulf of Oman. On its land borders, Pakistan shares boundaries with India to the east, Afghanistan to the west, Iran to the southwest, and China to the northeast. An intriguing fact: Pakistan shares a maritime border with Oman and is separated from Tajikistan by Afghanistan's slender Wakhan corridor in the north. Stretching out towards the south, Pakistan boasts a mesmerizing 1,046-kilometer or 650-mile coastline along the Arabian Sea and the Gulf of Oman. On land, it shares its borders, totaling a staggering 6,774 kilometers or 4,209 miles, 2,430 kilometers or 1,510 miles with Afghanistan, 523 kilometers or 325 miles with China, and 2,912 kilometers or 1,809 miles with India, and 909 kilometers or 565 miles with Iran. Moreover, it shares a maritime boundary with Oman and stands separated from Tajikistan by the cold, slender Wakhan corridor. This nation's strategic importance is undeniable, positioned as it is at the crossroads of South Asia, the Middle East, and Central Asia, making it a geopolitical hub of immense significance. When Malala was just 10 years old in 2007, Mingora, a town nestled in the enchanting Swat Valley of Pakistan, bore witness to a starkly different reality than the one it is known for today. At that time, Mingora was a tranquil town of cultural richness, but it was also on the cusp of a turbulent transformation. In 2007, Mingora was a picturesque town, steeped in history and surrounded by stunning natural beauty. Nestled amidst the majestic Hindu Kush mountains and along the serene Swat River, it was a place where lush greenery, flowing waters, and a rich cultural tapestry coexisted harmoniously. Mingora, like the entire Swat Valley, was renowned for its cultural heritage. It had a long history of being a center of Gandhara civilization, with ancient Buddhist stupas and monasteries that showcased intricate carvings and sculptures. The town's bazaars bustled with traditional handicrafts, exquisite shawls, and gemstones, reflecting the region's artistic and artisanal prowess. The valley was known for its tranquility, attracting tourists and nature enthusiasts seeking solace in its pristine landscapes. Travelers could explore the Udagram Buddhist Monastery, Mahodand Lake, and countless trekking trails that offered breathtaking views of the surrounding mountains. However, beneath this seemingly idyllic exterior, Mingora was grappling with the early signs of the Taliban insurgency. In 2007, the Taliban began to assert their presence in the region, challenging the traditional way of life and imposing their strict interpretation of the Islamic law. The rise of extremism cast a shadow of uncertainty over the town's future. Girls' education, a fundamental right, came under severe threat as schools were attacked and girls were discouraged from attending. The people of Mingora were confronted with a growing menace that threatened the very fabric of their society. It was a time of great upheaval when the traditions and way of life in Mingora were dramatically altered. Just a year later, a figure emerged from the shadows, one that would further shape the destiny of Mingora. Fazlullah, a militant leader, established an illicit FM channel in the nearby village of Mumdari, a mere 5 kilometers from Mingora's heart. Little did anyone know that this act would pave the way for Fazlullah to ascend to the Taliban leadership of Pakistan in Swat Valley, effectively bringing the entirety of Mingora under his control. The consequences were swift and severe. With Fazlullah's rise, the suppression of girls' education, the restriction of vital polio treatments, and the stifling of freedom of expression became chilling realities for Mingora's residents, including Malala and her family. These challenges were daunting and cast a shadow over the town's once vibrant culture. Green Square, once the vibrant heart of Mingora's social and cultural life, underwent a sinister transformation. It ceased to be a place of joy and celebration, becoming instead a grim execution ground where the Taliban exacted brutal justice upon their opponents. Government officials, civil workers, and dissenters found themselves at the mercy of this ruthless regime. Now, let's journey back to the 12th of July in the year 1997, a day that marked the arrival of a bright young star in the Swat district of Pakistan's northwestern Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. This was no ordinary child. She was Malala Yousafzai, born into a resilient lower middle-class family. Malala's family tree traces back to the Sunni Muslim tradition, hailing from the proud Pashtun ethnicity and the Yousafzai tribe. It's a lineage steeped in rich culture and heritage, but like many families in similar circumstances, they didn't have the means for a hospital birth. Instead, with the support of caring neighbors, Malala made her entrance into the world into the comfort of her own home. Her parents, Ziauddin and Tupake, and her two younger brothers, Kushai and Atal, shared their home in Mingora. It was a place where two chickens roamed freely and where a young girl would soon rise to become an international symbol of courage and determination. The name Malala, meaning grief-stricken, was given to her in honor of Malalai of Maiwand, a renowned Pashtun poet and a warrior woman from southern Afghanistan, an early indicator of the strength and resilience that would define Malala's remarkable journey. As Malala grew, she became a linguistic virtuoso, proficient in Pushtau, Urdu, and English, a testament to her intellectual prowess. But it's her father, Ziauddin, who played a pivotal role in shaping her extraordinary journey. Not just a doting parent, he is a poet, a visionary school owner, and an ardent advocate for education. He is the driving force behind a network of private schools known as the Kushai Public School, where young minds are nurtured and empowered. In the realm of dreams and aspirations, Malala initially set her sights on a medical career, fueled by a desire to help and heal others. However, her father, recognizing the spark of leadership within her, gently steered her towards a different path: politics. It was under his guidance that Malala began to envision herself as a future politician, a powerful voice for change. Ziauddin saw something exceptional in his daughter, something that set her apart. He recognized her passion for politics and her hunger for knowledge, allowing her to stay up late into the night discussing pressing political matters long after her two brothers had been tucked into bed. This nurturing environment would ultimately become the crucible in which Malala's fearless advocacy for education and women's rights would take shape. The flame of activism was ignited in Malala's heart by none other than the indomitable Benazir Bhutto, a twice-elected female prime minister, tragically assassinated on December 27, 2007 by al-Qaeda. In September 2008, at the tender age of 11, Malala took her first steps on the path of advocacy for education rights. Accompanied by her father, she made a bold debut at the local press club in Peshawar, her words echoing with unwavering conviction. Quote, "How dare the Taliban take away my basic right to education?" End quote. Her impassioned speech reverberated across the region, making headlines in newspapers and gracing television screens. As the years unfolded, Malala's dedication to her cause only grew stronger. In 2009, she embarked on a transformative journey as a trainee and later as a peer educator in the Institute for War and Peace Reporting's Open Minds Pakistan Youth Program. This innovative initiative set its sights on schools in the region, fostering constructive discussions on pressing social issues through the mediums of journalism, public debates, and dialogue. It was a pivotal step in Malala's evolution as a formidable advocate, laying the foundation for her global impact in championing education and change. Now let's go to the year 2008, a time when the Pakistani Taliban's ominous presence was tightening its grip on the Swat region. In the midst of this growing shadow, Amir Ahmed Khan and his colleagues at the BBC Urdu website conceived a daring plan to shed light on the situation. Their idea? They would have a schoolgirl blog anonymously about life in Swat, an audacious endeavor aimed at revealing the harsh reality under the Taliban's rule. His own daughter, the 11-year-old Malala. Their search for a courageous student correspondent led them to a schoolteacher named Ziauddin Yousafzai, based in Peshawar, who happened to be Malala's father. Despite his efforts, Ziauddin couldn't find any students willing to take on the perilous task. It was deemed far too dangerous by their families. As a last resort, he proposed his own daughter, the 11-year-old Malala. At this critical juncture, the Swat Valley was under the ominous control of Pakistani Taliban militants led by Maulana Fazlullah. They imposed draconian restrictions, banning everything from television and music to girls' education and even women's shopping trips. The streets bore witness to gruesome displays of beheaded policemen. Under their rule, girls were banned from attending high school, and education was restricted for many. Witnessing the erosion of educational opportunities for girls and the increasing violence, Malala decided to speak out against these injustices. The BBC editors, deeply concerned for Malala's safety, insisted on the use of a pseudonym. Her blog would henceforth bear the byline Gul Makai, meaning cornflower in Pashto, a name plucked from the pages of a Pashtun folktale. The stage was set for a remarkable journey of words that would unveil the untold stories of Swat under the Taliban's dark shadow. On the 3rd of January in 2009, a significant moment unfolded as Malala's inaugural entry graced the pages of the BBC Urdu blog. Her words, penned by her own hand, were carefully transcribed onto notes and then passed to a reporter who in turn scanned and emailed them to the world. This blog became a poignant chronicle of Malala's innermost thoughts during the tumultuous period known as the First Battle of Swat. It was a time when military operations were underway, causing a dwindling attendance of girls in schools, and eventually culminating in the heartbreaking closure of her own school. The diary would become a powerful testament to the resilience of a young girl in the face of adversity and the stark realities of life in a conflict-torn region. Malala wrote, quote, "I had a terrible dream yesterday with military helicopters and the Taliban. I have had much dreams since the launch of the military operation in Swat. My mother made me breakfast and I went off to school. I was afraid of going to school because the Taliban had issued an edict banning all girls from attending schools. Only 11 out of 27 pupils attended the class because the number decreased because of the Pakistani Taliban's edict. My 3 friends have shifted to Peshawar, Lahore, and Rawalpindi with their families after this edict." Unquote. Once the BBC diary had concluded, Malala and her father found themselves in the spotlight once again, this time approached by Adam B. Ellick, a reporter from the New York Times, who proposed the idea of filming a documentary. In May, as the Pakistani army initiated their efforts to regain control during the Second Battle of Swat, also known as the Operation Ra-Rast, the situation in the region grew increasingly precarious. The town of Mingora was swiftly evacuated, and Malala's family was uprooted and separated. Her father embarked on a journey to Peshawar to raise awareness and garner support through protests and lobbying, while Malala was sent to live with relatives in the countryside. During this tumultuous period, the young activist's poignant words were captured in the documentary, expressing her deep sense of boredom and longing for books. It was a testament to her unyielding spirit, even in the face of displacement and adversity, as she continued to champion the cause of education and the thirst for knowledge. With the documentary now in the rearview mirror, Malala's journey of advocacy continued to gain momentum. She stepped into the spotlight, appearing for interviews on prominent platforms like the National Pashtun Language Station, AVT Khyber, the Urdu language daily Aaj, and even Canada's esteemed Toronto Star. Her voice resonated further when she made a return appearance on Capital Talk on the 19th of August in 2009, when she was just 12 years old. However, as time passed, her anonymous BBC blogging identity began to be unveiled in articles by December. Undeterred by this revelation, she took her message to television screens, using her newfound visibility to passionately champion the cause of female education. Malala's meteoric rise in the public eye continued to ascend as she achieved Pakistan's very first National Youth Peace Prize in December, just 2 months after her documentary's release. This accolade solidified her status as a symbol of hope and courage. As the years unfolded, Malala's dedication only grew stronger. In 2011, at the age of 14, she embarked on a transformative journey by training with the local girls' empowerment organization called Aware Girls. This training equipped her with essential knowledge about women's rights and empowerment, providing her with the tools to peacefully oppose radicalization through the transformative power of education. As the year 2012 dawned, Malala was already laying the groundwork for the creation of the Malala Education Foundation. This visionary initiative aimed to provide underprivileged girls with the opportunity to attend school, bridging the gap between dreams and reality. As Malala's public profile continued to soar, so did the perilous threats against her life. These threats weren't confined to ominous whispers. They materialized in chilling forms. Death threats, brazenly published in newspapers, and menacing messages slipped under her door became an unsettling norm. Even on the seemingly safe shores of Facebook, where she was an active user, the ominous tide of threats began to swell. The situation escalated to a horrifying climax when a spokesperson for the Pakistani Taliban ominously declared that they felt, quote, forced, unquote, to take action. During a meeting convened in the summer of 2012, Taliban leaders came to a grim, unanimous decision. Malala Yousafzai must be eliminated. Amidst this mounting danger, Malala clung to her unwavering belief in the power of education. She poignantly envisioned a confrontation with the Taliban, saying, quote, I think of it often and imagine the scene clearly. Even if they come to kill me, I will tell them what they are trying to do is wrong, that education is our basic right, unquote. That fateful day arrived on the 9th of October in 2012, a day etched in history. As Malala rode home on a bus after completing an exam in Pakistan's Swat Valley, a Taliban gunman struck. She was a mere 15 years old at the time, and the assailant's chilling words pierced the air. Quote, which one of you is Malala? Speak up, otherwise I will shoot you all, unquote. With terror coursing through the bus, Malala was identified, and, in an instant, the trigger was pulled. The bullet's path was a haunting trajectory, entering the side of her left eye, traveling through her neck, and finding its final resting place in her shoulder, spanning a chilling 18 inches. The attack didn't spare others either. 2 other brave girls were wounded in the shooting. Despite their injuries, they summoned the strength to speak to reporters, providing harrowing details of the attack, a testament to their resilience in the face of terror. Following the horrific shooting, Malala was swiftly airlifted to a military hospital located in Peshawar, where the gravity of her condition became starkly evident. Medical professionals faced a harrowing task as they grappled with the aftermath of the bullet's path. The left portion of her brain, grievously damaged by the bullet's passage, swelled dangerously, leaving them with no choice but to intervene. In a high-stakes 5-hour operation, doctors embarked on a mission to extricate the lodged bullet, perilously close to her spinal cord, nestled in her shoulder. It was a delicate and life-saving endeavor, a battle against time. The day after the attack, another critical procedure was performed, a decompressive craniectomy. This involved the removal of a portion of her skull, a drastic measure taken to accommodate the swelling in her brain. It was a challenging decision, but one made in the desperate bid to give Malala the fighting chance she deserved. On the 11th of October in 2012, a panel comprising both Pakistani and British medical experts determined that Malala should be transferred to the Armed Forces Institute of Cardiology, a move that would potentially offer her the best chance of recovery. Amidst this medical odyssey, Dr. Mumtaz Khan offered a glimmer of hope, stating that she had a 70% chance of survival. Interior Minister Rehman Malik revealed plans to transport Malala to Germany once her condition was stable enough to undertake the journey. A team of dedicated doctors would accompany her, and the government had pledged to bear the cost of her treatment, a beacon of support during this tumultuous period of recovery. The tale of Malala's resilience unfolded with each passing day. By the 17th of October, 2012, she had emerged from her coma, a glimmer of hope illuminating her path to recovery. The diligent care and treatment she received held the promise of a full recovery with no lingering brain damage in sight. Updates on her condition, shared on the 20th of October, painted a picture of stability, yet the battle was far from over as she continued to grapple with an infection. However, by the 8th of November, a heartening sight greeted those who cared for her. A photograph captured her sitting up in bed, a testament to her spirit. The journey to healing was marked by moments of bravery, and on the 11th of November, Malala underwent a grueling surgery that spanned 8.5 hours. This operation aimed to repair her facial nerve, another step toward reclaiming her life. On the 3rd of January in 2013, a milestone was achieved as Malala was discharged from the hospital. Her journey of rehabilitation continued at her family's temporary home in the West Midlands, where weekly physiotherapy sessions became an integral part of her life. The attempted murder sent shockwaves around the world, capturing the attention of global media and sparking an unprecedented wave of sympathy and outrage. In the wake of this horrifying event, protests erupted in various Pakistani cities on the very next day, serving as a powerful expression of collective condemnation. The impact of this tragic incident reverberated far and wide, galvanizing over 2 million people who lent their voices to the Right to Education campaign's petition. Their united call to action bore fruit, leading to the historic ratification of Pakistani's first ever Right to Education bill. In a resolute response to this heinous act, Pakistani officials took a bold stance, offering a reward of 10 million rupees for any information that could lead to the capture of the attackers. Despite mounting concerns for their safety, Malala's father steadfastly declared their unwavering commitment to their homeland, grounded in an ideology that champions peace. His words echoed the sentiment that the Taliban's bullets would not silence the chorus of independent voices advocating for a better future. On the 15th of October in 2012, UN Special Envoy for Global Education Gordon Brown, the former British Prime Minister, paid a visit to Malala while she was still in the hospital. During this visit, he launched a heartfelt petition in her name, rallying support for the very cause that Malala had so courageously championed. Under the banner of I Am Malala, the petition bore a powerful message that no child should be deprived of education by the year 2015. The aspiration was clear, to ensure that girls, much like Malala, all over the world would have the opportunity to attend school. With unwavering determination, Gordon Brown pledged to deliver this petition to President Zardari in Islamabad during the upcoming month of November. The petition was anchored in three core demands: a call to Pakistan to endorse a comprehensive plan to provide education to every child, an impassioned plea for all nations to enact legislation that unequivocally outlaws discrimination against girls, a resounding call to international organizations to take decisive action, ensuring that the 61 million children who are out of school would find themselves in an educational environment by the close of 2015. Malala's story became an international phenomenon. She used her newfound global platform to advocate for girls' education worldwide. In 2013, she co-authored her memoir, I Am Malala, which became a bestseller. She addressed the United Nations on her 16th birthday, advocating for universal education and girls' rights. In recognition of her relentless efforts, Malala was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014, becoming the youngest ever Nobel laureate. The Nobel Committee honored her for her struggle against the suppression of children and young people and for the right of all children to education. Malala's work did not end with receiving the Nobel Prize. She co-founded the Malala Fund, an organization dedicated to advocating for 12 years of free, safe, and quality education for every girl. The fund's efforts have reached millions of girls, providing them with educational opportunities they might otherwise have been denied. Malala's personal journey also included her pursuit of higher education. She graduated from Oxford University in 2020 with a degree in philosophy, politics, and economics. Malala's life story is a testament to the power of one individual to effect positive change in the world. Her unwavering commitment to education, equality, and the rights of girls has inspired millions. She continues to be a global icon for peace, justice, and the transformative power of education. Malala's life journey reminds us that one person's voice, driven by passion and purpose, can illuminate the path to progress and inspire us all to strive for a world where every child, regardless of gender or background, has the opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive. If you would like to learn more about Malala, I highly recommend the following books. Her autobiography, I Am Malala, the girl who stood up for education and was shot by the Taliban. This can be found in hardcover, Kindle, or audiobook. She also has a book for children, roughly 10 to 12-year-olds, called I Am Malala, How One Girl Stood Up for Education and Changed the World. If you would like to watch a documentary, Prime Video has one called He Named Me Malala. Next, please grab a coffee or beverage of choice and join me for Coffee Corner. Hey everyone, welcome to Coffee Corner. How's everyone doing today? There's a lot going on in the world. It just helps me to remember that God is in control, right? And we'll just leave it right there. My coffee for today. So we were on the road. I had to bring my daughter somewhere, and we swung through Dunkin', and I have one of my favorite flavors, pumpkin spice for the fall, and it is divine. Okay, so I wanted to share something that I'm really excited about. I was looking at the analytics for the podcast, and we have listeners from all over the world already. I would love for this listenership to be a supportive environment for one another, a place where you can write in and say what's on your mind, and where we can just have a positive, open dialogue. So far, we have representation from the following states and cities in the United States. We've got New York, Ashburn, Virginia, Culpeper, Virginia, Collinsville, Virginia, Waynesboro, Virginia, and Springfield, Virginia. Shout out Virginia. We have Moreno Valley, California, El Dorado Hills, California, Auburn, Maine, Bardstown, Kentucky, Santa Fe, Texas, Elmer, New Jersey, Carroll Stream, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, Beardstown, Illinois, Coopersville, Michigan, Bettendorf, Iowa, Waterloo, Iowa, Salmon, Idaho, Dacula, Georgia, not Dracula, Dacula, Milford, Massachusetts, St. Louis, Missouri, Vermilion, Ohio, Lakewood, Ohio, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Shelby, North Carolina, Monroe, North Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, Seattle, Washington, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we've had listeners from the following countries: Australia, the United Kingdom. The analytics didn't say which country, but it just said United Kingdom, New South Wales, Ireland, Norway, Northern Ireland, England, Poland, and the Philippines. Welcome to everyone. I'm just so excited to have each one of you listeners, and I would love to hear from you. This is the part of the podcast that is designed by the listeners. If you would like to send a segment for Coffee Corner, it could be about absolutely anything. You could talk about where you live, things you like to do, your favorite beverage, reflection on a podcast, what you do to maintain your mental, physical, spiritual health, etc. The only topic off limits for me is politics. Please just know, here in the States, we're about to embark on a year of, we have an upcoming election a year from now, and I'd rather not get into politics. But anything else, please send it to mindsetmatterspodcast1@gmail.com. And I said that poorly. Let's do that again. This is all lowercase, Mindset Matters Podcast, the numeral 1@gmail.com. And in the subject line, if you could please put Coffee Corner, that would help me organize my emails. If you have a hero heart story, just put hero heart or hero in the subject line, so I'll know where to organize that. I would really like to start getting some listener involvement in the podcast. Want to start with some written, and then we'll have some guest speakers. I think that would be really cool too. What did you think about today's episode? I had planned on doing this one on Malala later, but I moved it up due to some current happenings having to do with women's basic human rights. Narges Mohammadi, I might not be saying that quite correctly. She's Iran's most prominent human rights activist, currently an inmate in the notorious Evin prison, but she was awarded the 2023 Nobel Peace Prize in an effort by the Norwegian Nobel Committee to support women's rights in Iran. So I just thought that was kind of timely to bring up to go with this story. And also the things going on with Iran's morality police, being accused of assaulting the teenage girl for not wearing her headscarf correctly in their eyes. So, and that girl's name is Armida Jerevan. And the last I knew, she was in a coma. I haven't heard differently since. But anyway, so, women's rights are still, we have a long way to go. But this story about Malala is so inspiring. And it's so amazing. She was just so young, and to have the bravado to speak up at that age is just amazing to me. At that age, I was just almost paralyzed with anxiety. So I don't think I would have had the bravery to do what she did at such a young age. But we just, my heart goes out to these amazing ladies that are standing up for basic rights for women. And we stand in solidarity with you. This episode took me a long time to record. I had to keep checking my pronunciation on names and cities, and I tried my best, and I apologize, Malala, if I messed up on some. But I really did try my best, and I really enjoyed learning more about Pakistan and what was going on at that time in history there. So I really enjoyed learning about that. We have a Hero Heart story. Shout out to Denise, who sent us in this lovely story. She writes, "Hey, Mindset Matters. I would like to share a story about my daughter and her group of college friends who rallied together to make a difference in the life of their friend and coworker. Recently, one of our valued team members faced a challenging predicament when her car suddenly broke down. For Jenny, the car isn't just a means of transportation. It symbolizes freedom, independence, and the ability to juggle the responsibilities of work and college. Jenny is such a selfless person. Always the first one to reach out to lend a helping hand. She has a contagious laugh and an amazingly positive attitude. She's a very hard worker. When word spread about Jenny's car trouble, it was as if a silent call to action reverberated through our tight-knit community. Inspired by empathy and the desire to extend a helping hand, a group of college students, fellow baristas, and friends launched a heartwarming campaign to raise funds for Jenny's car repair. The goal was $1,000. The initiative, aptly named Wheels of Hope, became an embodiment of unity and support. Together, we organized an array of fundraisers from bake sales to open mic nights, each event infused with enthusiasm, talent, and a sense of purpose. We welcomed contributions from generous patrons, community members, and friends who believed in the power of kindness. The response was nothing short of incredible. People from all walks of life shared in the commitment to helping a friend in need. They came to raise the necessary funds, and through their efforts, they didn't raise $1,000. They raised $25,000. Wheels of Hope allowed Jenny to look for a newer vehicle that would get her safely to work and to meet her goals and dreams. I'm proud of my daughter and her friends who organized these events to support one of their peers. Denise from Arizona. Thank you, Denise, for this heartwarming story. It's amazing what people can do. We all give a little bit and it all adds up to a lot. That's just a really nice story. And congratulations to Jenny and her new car. That's awesome. Before I leave us, we have a quote of the day from Malala. She says, "We realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced." Thank you for taking of your time to listen to today's podcast. Coming up, we will learn about Sir Edmund Hillary, and then the episode after that will be about Sergeant Reckless the Warhorse. I'm looking forward to seeing you then. Thank you for giving your time to listen to this episode of Mindset Matters, The Courage to Continue. You are of value. You are loved. You are not alone. If you are struggling with thoughts of suicide, help is available. Dial 988 24 hours a day for free confidential support. If you are not in crisis but need support, please feel free to reach out to me at the email mindsetmatterspodcast1@gmail.com. Again, that's all lowercase, mindsetmatterspodcast1@gmail.com. Remember to change your day by what you think and say. We'll see you next time.